This is numbers 11 through 13. On number 11, we're told we have two similar triangles. So again, the best line of defense here is to go ahead and draw two triangles. Don't worry about their size. I'm going to call this QRS. Notice I started bottom, top, bottom. So now I got to follow the same pattern here. The T and the Q should match as they're the first letter. The R and the U should match as they are the second letter here. And the S and the V should match in position. Now I'm going to fill in my information. Our S is 39 units. Our Q is 24. I'm told that TU right here is going to be Y plus 13, and VU is going to be 3Y minus 5. So we're supposed to find the value of Y. What I see is that I've got two similar triangles, which means their sides must be proportional. So I'm going to go ahead and say the 24 goes with, look at what the 24 matches. On this triangle, it's going to be Y plus 13. And then that's going to equal the same proportion of the 39, which should match, here this side, the 3y minus 5. And now we're going to cross multiply, but when you cross multiply, you need to be really careful here because you have to use the distributive property. So it's going to be 24 times this whole thing, the 3y minus 5, and that's going to equal 39 times this whole thing right here, the y plus 13. And now we're going to go ahead and clean this up by doing the distributive property. So starting with 24 times 3y, which gives me 72y. And then we want to do 24 times negative 5, which would be negative 120, equals. Now we want to do the 39 times the y, which is 39y. And then we want to do 39 times 13, which is positive 507. And we're going to solve this equation now. So I'm going to add 120 to both sides. When I do, 507 plus 120 leaves me with 72y equals 39y, and then that would be plus 627 after adding 120 to both sides. I'm now going to subtract 39 from both sides. So 72y minus 39y leaves me with 33y equals the 627. Now I'm going to divide 627 by 33, and that leaves me with a value of 19 for the y. Now, number 12, it says we're supposed to determine whether or not these two triangles are going to actually be similar. So when you see this, what we know about similar triangles is that their angles would be congruent that are corresponding, but they don't give us any information about angles. The second thing we know is that their sides are proportional. So we want to make sure that each of these sides are proportional. So for example, I see WX, that would be the first set of letters, 13. I want to know if that WX lines up with the XY. See, those are the first two letters. Well, XY here is 11. And I want to know if that is the same as, let's grab another set of letters, XZ, which will be comparing to YZ. So XZ here is 16.3, and we're going to compare that XZ to the YZ. YZ here is 13.8. We want to know, is this actually true? So we're going to cross multiply. 13 times 13.8 gives me 179.4. Now, let's do 11 times 16.3, and I get 179.3. Do you know what? Those are close, but they are not equal. Since they're not equal, these sides are actually not proportional. So we would say no, because the sides are not proportional. Now, on number 13, we are told that we have vertical parallel concrete blocks, which means this is parallel to this, which is parallel to this. We also learned a theorem that said if we have parallel lines, multiple of them, and we've got two transversals, it creates proportional side lengths here. So this over this is equal to this over this. So that's what we're going to do. We're trying to find AQ. That's going to be our X. And since these parallel lines cut our proportion here, this side, QA, or X, over this side here, 32, should equal this side here, 24, over this side, 30. And if you need to, you can turn your paper to see this. When you turn your paper, it almost kind of looks like the fraction we just created. X over 32 equals 24 over 30. Now we're going to cross multiply. 30 times x is 30x equals Now we have 32 times 24, and that's going to be 768. Divide both sides by 30, and we're going to get that x here is 25.6, which means truly AQ is 25.6, which is what we were asked to solve for.